Bill making its way through the state legislature would make it illegal for teachers to discuss anything related to the LGBTQ plus community. Not surprisingly here, Vanessa, the arguments are heating up on both sides.
Now, supporters officially named it the Parental Rights in Education bill, but critics have dubbed it the Don't Say Gay bill. It would block teachers from discussing homosexuality, even if a student is LGBTQ plus or the student's parents are. Supporters, including the governor, say it gives parents the right to make decisions regarding the upbringing and control of their children. Opponents, including the White House, say it attacks students who are already vulnerable to bullying just because of who they are. Nick Papantonis was covering this one earlier tonight, and as he explains, the bill has already passed a House committee.
The bell rings and your child is out of sight for 6 hours learning all sorts of things that add up to a short nothing when you ask them. Now, some parents want to know a little more about what that nothing is and isn't.
It's important that their input into this be respected.
On Tuesday, a Senate committee approved the Parental Rights in Education bill, more commonly known as the Don't Say Gay bill. The law's text only says a couple of things. Schools must tell parents about their children's mental and emotional well-being, as well as any changes to that well-being. Secondly, schools can't talk about sexual orientation in any way a parent finds inappropriate or the parent can sue. The bill's supporters say it's about keeping parents in the loop and sex education and gender politics out of elementary classrooms.
I do think you've seen instances in which kids are encouraged to be, doing stuff with like a gender ideology. And I think the parents really do need to be involved in that.
Opponents say the devil is in the details or lack of them. Basically, the bill doesn't specify any of that. Educators are worried a teacher will have to shut discussion down if a child starts talking about having two moms.
When you're in a classroom, there's what we call teachable moments where a child may ask a question, a topic may come up, and instead of being able to fully discuss it in an environment that is safe and secured with trained and trusted professionals, we now have to say we can't talk about that.
There are also a lot of concerns about the well-being of kids themselves.
We exist in conversations about us are not dangerous conversations. A bill like this pushes LGBTQ kids back in the closet.
I didn't have support. I couldn't tell my parents.
They internalize their feelings of rejection.
Even if you don't want your own kid to learn about gay relationships, opponents say in extreme cases, your child could end up losing a friend.
40% of homeless youth in Florida identify as LGBTQ. How did that happen? Too many of our LGBTQ youth come from families that are not supportive of who they are.
And there's the final issue, a parental rights bill that educators say sets a precedent and prioritizes some parents over others.
If a parent doesn't want their child to read a book, that's one thing. But for that parent to then say, and no child should read that book, I think that's a little bit different.
Nick Papantonis, WFTV Tonight.
Educators say parents already have a way to keep their children out of certain lessons if they disagree with what's being taught. They also say most parents communicate almost daily with their children's teachers.